So during contemplation, it came to my attention that I need to be more vulnerable with you guys. And what's interesting is that what I'm going to share is not that huge of a deal. And honestly, I didn't feel like most people cared. Like, who cares about people's concerns, problems, or struggles? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because most people are concerned and worrying about their own life and having their own life together. So, with me, I have been an entrepreneurial spirit for most of my life. And what I noticed about myself a few years ago is that there are a lot of things that I love to do, and they all kind of go together. A lot of things that I love to do, I can do them. They're a passion of mine that I can do and not come up for air. I could continue to do and not stop to eat or drink or whatever. And that's how you know when you're in flow, and when you're channeling, right? And so, but I did question myself because there's a lot of things that I do and I offer for free. I just put it out here on the socials and out here on the internet, and it's free, and it's something that's beneficial for everyone. But then I started questioning myself, like, well, why is it that I'm doing this for free, and why is it that when it comes to other people's things that are for pay, I can easily push them forward, easily shout them out, easily promote them, and I'm not doing that for myself. The things that I do for myself and create for myself from me, I present and give as free. Now, this was a couple, maybe 3 years ago. And what I discovered is that my main quest here in this life experience is to not always or necessarily be out front. I've done that in other life experiences, and now it's really for me to sort of be the support and remind people of who they truly are and encourage people to actually lean into their passions. Okay, so that was one piece of it. And it made sense because I could wear that well. It felt right. It was very comfortable. And the other piece was, for me, it's not necessarily about the money. Like, I fully understand that the money is the means. Okay. And so my thought process and the way that I move is, if I want the money in order to receive the product, good, service, experience, the feeling, then what if I just focus on manifesting the product, good, service, experience, and the feeling versus attempting to manifest money in order to get the product, good, service, experience, feeling, right? So that's a lot of steps. And while money is beautiful, we need the money in order to live on in this life, right? And so that's fine. It's a beautiful energy. It's a beautiful renewable resource. But what my higher self was having me do was manifest, just flat out manifest the product, good, service, experience, and the feeling of having those things, accomplishing those things without needing to use the money. And by doing that, I could lean into playing and offering what I have to offer for free. The other piece is, I'm a very powerful manifester. This I know, and most of us are, but when it comes to doing it intentionally, I'm a very powerful manifester. And so I started to ask, okay, well, if that is the case, and I know it is the case, then what up, with the money flow? When I create products, goods, and services that I want to create and charge for them, that are actually at a level, a pristine level, and that deserve a energetic exchange in money, why is that not working out on a regular basis? I've in business, not everything is going to work, but now I'm of the mindset that whatever I create that is for the highest good and that is coming from me, and everything I'm doing is with intention and love, That means not only are eyes supposed to be seeing it, but there needs to be an energetic exchange of the product, good, service with the money. And so I did struggle with that for a minute because I didn't understand. I didn't understand what's going on. What's up with this Mr. Miyagi wax on, wax off situation? I'm doing the things. I'm putting in the time. I'm building the systems, but it's not generating the participation that I desired, that I trusted or hoped for. And so I'm sharing this because a lot of people are feeling this. This whole thing is a quest. The universe is always expanding, and we are infinite beings that are always expanding. Once we accomplish one thing or achieve one thing, then here's another one, and here's another one, and here's another one. You know the phrase, the sky is the limit. There are no limits. It's beyond the sky. There are no limits. Everything is infinite. And so I share this with you in case you are also struggling with this. And sometimes people will kind of presume that, I have everything figured out. I don't. What I do is, and this, I'm always of this school of thought. What I learn, I share. As I learn, I share. And so I'm very much, especially being the Sagittarius that I am, Sagittarius stellium. On top of that, I love learning, and I'm a forever student. And so I also love sharing what I learn, because it's like, dude, if this is the answer, and if this is the golden ticket, the golden key, and I know it, and it's so easy, then why wouldn't I pass it on? If I want to create something around it, and then something of value, and people want to invest in that, let's do that too. That does not always work, and it could be any area in your life. It could, if it's not money and entrepreneurship, it could be love, it could be health, it could be any of those things where you might feel like, wow, this person seems to have it all figured out, all, that everything is handed to them. Some people can assume that because I've done the work on the back end, okay, I don't bring the heaviness here, because that's not what this channel is about. I'm here to experience the things, try out different techniques and strategy, and then the things that work, I present. That's how I do it. And then I present other alternatives and other options, because what might work for me may not work the same for someone else. It may not fit the same on someone else as it does for me, and vice versa. Okay, so I have had conversations with people saying things like, well, that's easy for you to say. And I'm thinking, how is it easy for me to say? Like, what is it that you think is going on over here that you can assume that it's easy for me to say? It is a choice. It is a choice to linger in the things that didn't work. It is a choice for me to cry about it all the time or not. It's a choice. And so when I discovered that I have a choice and I could change the trajectory of whatever is going on with me on a dime, on the spot, then I started doing that, and I started sharing it with you guys. And the thing is, too, is I went through a really, some dark periods and some tough moments where I had to figure it out. And then I started alchemizing those feelings. And when I'm discovering, oh, I'm very powerful, I'm the God spark, I'm the answer to my questions, just like everyone else is, then I came and I shared it. And I continue to do that, because we're in the human experience. We're going to have things constantly coming towards us. It's like, what kind of infrastructure did we build around us to set us up for success? So, in being vulnerable with you guys, and my guides were like, hey, you need to share this with people. You need to share more with people. Um, that's what's going on. I'm also misunderstood as someone who feels unworthy to charge for the products and the services and the experiences. I'm not afraid of that. First of all, okay, I have the two parents, the one, my father, who was very, we make this money, spend this money, make this money, spend this money. And my mother was, we get the money, we work for our money, we can make it, we can be entrepreneurs, but when we get it, we have to be very prudent and cautious. My mother's very cautious with a lot of things. And so the coupons, that's beautiful. Coupons is a beautiful thing. At the same time, she's not going to take huge risks. Both of them are very philanthropic people. They're very, very giving people. And I got that times two. So I grew up with that, and whatever profits I made in business, a portion of that will always go to a cause that is near and dear to my heart. That is just like non negotiable. That's just what it is. That's one of my whys, okay? So there are a lot of times where I felt like, wow, I offer this beautiful product, or I'm giving this beautiful service, and I am doing quality control on all the things and making sure that it is at peak value and quality before I present it and sell it. And a lot of people they're just not interested. They like it and it's nice, and oh, that's nice. You get the compliments, but people are not, the conversion is not there. The return on investment is not there. And so in that area, I struggled, and I was like, well, what's going on? Like, what am I not meant to do this? I'm enjoying it and I'm putting love in it and I'm presenting it, but the crickets, so those are various things that I struggle with, and it can get a little frustrating also because people feel like, oh, she's happy all the time and all that. My baseline is happiness. Baseline is happiness. I insist on ease. I insist on feeling a sense of celebratory energy around me all the time, even when things get tough, even when they get tough, because I know that when I do that, whatever comes in that's going to be tough or dense, it automatically gets sucked into the celebratory, positive, fun, uplifting vortex. And it gets turned into something different, something more vibrant, something more colorful, something more inspired. That is exactly how I wield my magic over here. And so people will feel like, hey, you're looking at life through rose colored lenses. Yes, my glasses are shaped like hearts. I have multiple frames that are shaped like hearts. That is not by accident. I am looking through these lenses of love. When I look through my eyes, that's love. And when you see me, what you see is love. But some folks do get it twisted and they feel like, well, you already have this and you already have that. That is not the case. I just don't always share it because I never thought people cared enough to know. I honestly didn't. I figured I would deal with the things on this end. I would curse, holler, cry, lean into the feelings over here. By the time I'm recording video or talking to people, I will have already alchemized the situation. I will have already had the conversations with the guides. I will already have had the conversation with my higher self. Like with me. I have already done that. But the guides told me that people want to know more. They want more. I'm always authentic, but they want more of, I guess, struggle. People tend to thrive on knowing that they are not alone and that even though you are here to share and to teach, they want to know that you too have experienced the things. It's a quest, it's an ongoing quest. And so that is a part of my story. So I hope this helped. And yeah, just letting you in a little bit more on some of the shadow over here. All right. And yeah, until the next time, live simply and be kind.